grew up suddenly, and they've been there ever since. This year, actually, there were more than ever, almost all white, but a few red and purplish roses. I think I'll put on my glasses for the print here. White roses, tiny and old, flare among thorns by the barn door. For 100 years, under the June elm, under the gaze of 7 generations, they lived briefly like this in the month of roses, by the fields stout with corn, or with clover and timothy making thick hay, grown over now with milkweed, sumac, paintbrush. Old roses survive, winter drifts that melt in April, August parch, and men and women who sniffed roses in spring and called them pretty, as we call them now, walking beside the barn on a day that perishes. In the beginning, I say that the roses flare among thorns by the barn door, and really they're at the edge of the pavement of the street that goes by down to the bottom of the house. But who would not tell a lie for the sake of thorns, flare, barn door? Tell a lie every time for a consonant. I'd like to read something else. There are several I might read. But I think I'll read the first poem I tried to write about Jane after she died. It's called 373. It's on page 373. And it's called Weeds and Peonies. Jane was a great gardener, and she died late in April, and therefore the flowers began to come up, and she was no longer there to see. Your peonies burst out, white as snow squalls, with red flecks at their shaggy centers, in your border of prodigies by the porch. I carry one magnanimous blossom indoors and float it in a glass bowl, as you used to do. Ordinary pleasures, contentment recollected, blow like snow into the abandoned garden, overcoming the daisies. Your blue coat vanishes down Pond Road into imagined snowflakes, with Gus at your side, his great tail swinging. But you will not reappear, tired and satisfied, and grease repeated particles suffuse the air, like a dog yipping through the entire night, or the cat stretching away and curling as if to dream of her mother's milky nipples. A raccoon dislodges geranium from the pot. Flowers, roots, and dirt they are ended in the back garden where lilies begin their daily excursions above stone walls in the season of old roses. I pace beside weeds and snowy peonies, staring at Mount Kearsarge, where you climbed wearing purple hiking boots. Hurry back. Be careful climbing down. Your peonies lean their vast heads westward as if they might topple. Some topple. There are a couple of things I'd like to say. Jane and I lived in the same house, the two of us, for 20 years, writing poems. And I was really, and probably she was too, very careful not to sound like the other one. And when I wrote this poem, I felt, now I can do it. And write for two. I didn't haven't felt that way all the time since. Well, I didn't. And magnanimous and prodigies were two words that I admired in her poetry, and I made use of them as I would not have otherwise. The other thing I'll tell you is about the last revision, and this wasn't about, this was a friend of mine. The way that first stanza originally ended was me carrying the blossom indoors to float in a glass bowl, as Jane used to do, as you used to do. So there I had Jane floating in an enormous bowl. And it was pretty simple. Jane, thank heaven, I was told about it.